Hello everyone, welcome back to another book review. You may have noticed I didn't review anything the last couple of weeks, and that's because my life got turned upside down and I wound up moving very suddenly and abruptly. So I haven't had a whole lot of time to read, but things are finally settling out and I'm excited to start reading again. So today I'm just going to do a real quick review of the first thing I read, actually coming out of my new public library, and that is Volume 2 of this Knights of the Old Republic, and the Volume 2 is called Flashpoint. Now I read the first one, so I'm already familiar with the story. I read the first one from the other public library that I'm no longer going to, and so when I saw that my new library had the second volume, I wanted to read it because I really liked the first one. And now in the first volume of this series, we meet Zane Carrick, who is a Padawan, but he's not really doing so well, and he doesn't really think he's going to make the next rank of Knight, Jedi Knight, so he's kind of worried about that, wondering what his future is going to be. But things go horribly wrong during the initiation ceremony, and he winds up being accused of some things that he hasn't done. So now he's kind of on a quest to clear his name, and that's kind of where we left off with Volume 1. He had fallen in with some people who'd rather stay under the radar, and he's just trying to figure out his next steps. And that's where Volume 2 picks up. And as you can see from just the cover, Volume 2 is going to involve some very different people than Volume 1. So this volume starts with them trying to take over a mining colony by pretending like the Mandalorians are attacking, trying to trick the people who are running the mining colony that the Mandalorians are attacking. They need to evacuate immediately so they can take the supplies that are in the shop in the mining facility, and it works. They think the Mandalorians are attacking, everyone at the mining facility leaves, they're able to take the supplies, except the Mandalorians are actually attacking, which they didn't realize. And that kind of sets off this chain of events that take place in this book, which involves our little group. We see Zane over here tangling with some Mandalorians. And one thing I really appreciated about this book is the Mandalorians weren't just the Mandalorians. There were several characters we got to meet within them, and they kind of had differing views, differing loyalties, and that was very interesting. It wasn't just one monolith, ooh, the bad guys. They are all the same, and we're going to put them over here. So there's a little bit of dimension to that, which I really appreciated. And basically, I don't want to talk about this too much because I really want you guys to read this and enjoy it, but this whole comic follows what happens after they interact with the Mandalorians. They meet some really nasty people, there's some mistaken identity sort of thing going on, and interspersed between their interactions with the Mandalorians, we're kind of learning more about what the political climate looks like at this time, how the Republic is interacting with the Mandalorians. We're also learning a little bit about the background of one of the men who were the masters of the Padawans in the initiation ceremony where we first met Zane, as I'm pointing all around. So where we first met Zane, one of the masters who we met at that point, and who now thinks Zane has committed some crimes and is after him. We see some of his backstory, we see where he came from, and it just kind of adds some dimension. So what I'm hoping is the next couple volumes we're going to go through some of the other some of the other masters, and maybe see some of their backstories. That would be very interesting. I have to say, my favorite characters that I met in this book were not even one of our main characters, not even a Mandalorian. As I pull it, So in the third section, which is entitled Reunion, our little gang is off to pull another heist, get some information, and meet someone from Zane's past. So they're gonna try to do some sneaky, tricky stuff on a banking world, and little to their knowledge, or little do they know, they have two bounty hunters after them. Two incredibly incompetent and inept bounty hunters. These guys. I love these guys. They are brothers. They are sent to stop or kill, I'm not sure which one, Zane Carrick, I believe. And yeah, they are inept. They are hilarious. I love them. I love their banter. It was funny. It was really funny. And I really like the art in that section. The art, if I remember, or well, I don't even have to remember, it's right here in front of me. What do you know? Art by Ching and Harvey Tolibao. And that's something I really like about these comics, is just appreciating not only the story, but the art behind it. Some of the art is really good. I really liked the aesthetic of the banking world they were on. I really liked the art of that whole section, and I loved meeting these two incompetent bounty hunters. Overall, I really highly recommend this book. I gave it 4 stars, probably more like a 4.5 star, maybe, depending on your mood. But obviously make sure you read volume 1 or you're going to be very confused. So I'm going to try to get my hands on volume 3. I don't know if my current library has it, so I might have to request it from a library out of my system, but I do plan on continuing the series, and I'm very excited to see what happens. If anyone else has read this series or has any thoughts on this, please let me know. I'd love to hear it. Otherwise, thank you for watching and have a great day.